Men don't have boyfriend though. You are supposed to go to school. You now go to school, then you're graduating, and then they ask you, "Hey, where's your husband?" Hello,
I wasn't supposed to have a boyfriend.
you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode on the Serious Hangout. With me today, I have Obi. She's an IT professional. How are you?
Hi guys.
Yeah. So tell us about yourself. What would you like to share with us? Who are you?
Okay, I would say I'm Nigerian, so I'm bringing like a Nigerian perspective to this conversation. To be honest,
Mm.
yeah, I'm an IT professional. I do a bit of business analysis and project management. So, but that's. I don't
That's
think that has anything to do with the question I'm about to be asked.
okay. Well, it's lovely to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for availing yourself to this conversation.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Obi will be bringing, like she said, the Nigerian spice. If you guys know Nigerians, it's all things spice. Yeah, so the Nigerian perspective and the spice to this conversation. Today we'll be doing it a little bit different. So we'll start with a dilemma and we'll unpack that dilemma. So I'll just be reading to you the letter that was sent.
Okay.
Okay, I found myself in a toxic relationship where love had morphed into manipulation and emotional abuse. Despite the signs of distress, I felt trapped by the fear of loneliness and societal expectations. Hmm. Okay.
Okay.
The relationship left me questioning my worth and eroded my sense of self.
Yeah.
Every attempt to break free was met with gaslighting and guilt tripping, reinforcing the belief that I was unworthy of love or happiness outside the relationship. She goes ahead and says,
Okay.
it was a suffocating cycle of toxicity where the fear of being alone seemed less daunting than the fear of staying in this relationship that drained the joy and self respect out of me. In the end, I summoned the courage to walk away, reclaiming my autonomy and embarking on a journey of healing and self discovery. So, wow, what a letter.
Yeah.
What a situation. So, where do we even start? Let's go with the.
So I think I'll play devil's advocate today.
Okay.
I won't be blaming her.
Mm-hmm.
I probably be speaking from the place of her self-esteem, and I would really like to know what the trigger was that made her able to walk away eventually. Because some people never get to do that. Some people
Yeah.
become their life gets taken away from them before they have the opportunity to summon the courage. So maybe I'll look at it from that perspective. I think
Okay.
I'll show more empathy here than blaming her, because a lot of people be like, why did you stay? Did you not see it? Maybe it's you that wrote this thing. You want to tell me you didn't know that it was toxic. But that's
Yeah.
not what this is about. It's a real thing. So let's start from the beginning.
Yeah, and I also think like being in a situation when you're in the situation is
Yeah.
very different from you getting out and actually looking back and saying, "Oh wow, in hindsight,
Yes.
I should have," you know.
Love makes you do the craziest things. Or the thought of being in love makes you do the craziest things,
Yeah.
because the reality is love is supposed to be patient, it's supposed to be kind, and it's supposed to not thrive on judgment. But some people misinterpret it to mean possessiveness,
Oh
to
yeah.
mean controlling your partner, to mean telling the partner what to do, when to do it, how to dress, when to sit. That's just controlling behavior. And people that have this kind of controlling behavior sometimes don't even realize that they need help.
Yeah.
So it's more about that person than the person that is the victim in this case.
Mm.
We hear about people unlifing their partners.
Yeah.
It's becoming a very common thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that the main issue in relationship, well, this is my opinion, like from things I've seen, stories I've heard,
Yeah.
even personal experiences. A lot of people think that one of the reasons why relationships have issues is lack of communication.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I feel like relationships have issues because of resentment. So yeah, I feel like a lot of relationships have issues because of resentment.
Okay.
Um, people internalizing things, not actually speaking about these things. So it's less about the communication. I know that you need to communicate to say what's on your mind,
That's true.
but you also need to communicate the right kind of information and speak things exactly how they are.
Mm-hmm.
And the other person you're with is supposed to give you the opportunity and give you the space to be your best self,
Mm-hmm. That's right.
express yourself, and listen when you speak about things that you find to be concerning, right? But I
Mm.
don't think that's what's happening in the world now. Everybody, let me not say everybody, let me just say most people are very selfish. We, as Africans, you see that we grew up in a space where there's supposed to be community, there's supposed to be love. You're supposed to know how to love somebody, so you would assume that everybody knows how to do this.
Yeah.
But some people's love doesn't present in the right way.
What is the right way? One would ask, because my right way. Because some people
Mm.
like abuse, not like they feel.
Yeah, I've heard of a
Yeah,
girl that says,
you know.
"Oh, he doesn't beat me, so he
Yeah, he
doesn't love
doesn't
me."
love me. You know. So how do
Yeah.
we?
First of all, relationships is supposed to comprise of two whole people.
Yeah.
Nobody should be trying to complete you. You shouldn't be looking for someone to complete you. You should be a whole person.
And in the yeah, please.
Everyone's looking for the right person. But
Mm-hmm.
you
You and
look at
yourself.
yourself. Would you date yourself?
Uh-huh. That's true.
Do you understand? You by yourself, would you date yourself? Those things that the way you think, the way you talk. If someone wants to speak to you like that, would you like it?
Mm, that's just like on the episode we watched yesterday on Love is Blind.
Yeah,
How
exactly.
how he actually acknowledged that I
Yeah,
need to work on myself before I commit to
clear and
this.
AD,
You know
exactly.
that it takes
It
maturity.
takes maturity to be able
Yeah,
to do that. In as much as yeah, we agreed that he didn't. I don't think he handled it the right way. He
yeah,
should have like held her hand, told her before the ceremony, before the wedding,
yeah.
and not at the altar. But at least he was man enough to stand and say, "Oh, look, I have to work on myself. I can't give you 100%." That's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to speak your mind. It might not be pleasant at that time,
Yeah,
but
definitely not.
you both be better for it rather than have somebody stay with you and then next thing you turn into a punching bag. Nobody wants that, to be honest. Although some people have had abuse so much in their lives that it now becomes like a normal thing, and that's not
It's
normal.
so sad. It's
All
so
these
sad.
things impact your self-esteem. I was talking to a friend of mine and she told us a story at the time about a guy that she dated that would always say to her, "Oh, I don't think you'll meet anybody that would love you like me." That's abuse. Abuse is not just physical, it can be mental, it can be financial,
That's
it
true.
can be emotional.
And it looks different to different people.
Yes, and some
Like,
people don't start to abuse you from the first month.
mm,
Some don't start to abuse you from the first 3 months. Some
yeah.
don't even start to abuse you till you're married to them.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
will wait. I once met someone that whenever he did not agree with something I had done, he would disappear for days on end. First
Ah,
time he ever did that, I was ill. And that's when it dawned on me that your emotions can actually start to present in the
physical.
physical,
Mm,
yes, in the physical discomfort. It could become sickness. Cancers are not just only formed because people did not eat properly or they didn't take care of themselves. There are things. I feel like resentment in itself can cause a lot of ailments because you're holding a lot of things, you're bottling things inside.
mm-hmm.
Why do you have to do that?
That's true.
We
That's
saw
true.
on Love is Blind yesterday. Did you
Yeah.
see that couple, Jimmy and what's that other girl's name?
Um,
Chelsea, I think.
yeah.
Did you see the dynamics of their relationship? She was the one always apologizing. She was the one that couldn't breathe.
And in the end,
And in the end, he still left her.
mm,
So he was even kind. He left her.
yeah, at least he had the balls.
Yeah, at least he left her. Do you know how many people would be there
Yeah, that's
for
true.
years and years in a loveless relationship? She's the one that would love him, and then he would not give it a
And
yep.
and sorry, just to
Yeah.
go on. That's why you find people who date for 10 years
Mhm.
and then break off, and then the guy or the lady gets married in six
In
months
6 months, and you're
because it's not
wondering,
your person.
what happened here?
Yeah, and you start blaming yourself. So wasn't that enough? didn't I do right? I cooked for him. I did everything that a wife would do. But then,
Love is not cooking diamond encrusted stew. It's not
mhm.
snake in the monkey shadow in his bed. It's not doing your bum. And that's no, I mean, shout out to everyone that has BBLs. I'm not against that, But if you are doing that, do it for you. It's not because someone has said, "Oh, I don't like the way your body is." I know about a couple that before they got married, and this is a real life thing
Mhm.
because I was right there when she said it. She said this was 2 weeks to their wedding, and he had said to her, "Your body disgusts me."
Oh,
And she still went ahead and married this guy
2 weeks before
2 weeks
the.
before the wedding. And
Oh
then he still
no.
went ahead and married this guy. And guess what? 7 months later, he packs his bag and he leaves the house.
Like you said yesterday, and I think
The,
it took a while to digest, to be honest, because you said men say what they feel, women don't. But it's true. Men will tell you, I don't. You would ask them, do you love me? I just want to spend the rest of
yeah,
my.
you.
I
I
love
think.
you
I think
cooking.
the. I think the world of you.
Uh,
No, the
like
classic one.
that's what
I
Julius
love
said.
you. I love you. Thank you.
Yeah.
If someone tells you who they are, believe them.
Yeah, that's true.
I've been listening to Stefan Speaks on YouTube. He
Mm-hmm.
says a lot about that. And there's another guy, Conscious Kirk. They talk about these things, and these are men, like real men, and they're black men. They're not even. Do you understand? They're people that are relatable when it comes to the way we are
Yeah.
based on our culture, right? And shout out to all the white guys that do relationship advice. But the fact of the matter is, those ones bring it closer home. You're seeing a real life black guy, and he's saying to you that this is not okay. Don't let
Mm,
anyone tell you this, and don't let anyone speak to you like that. Speak up when you don't feel respected. If you feel disrespected,
mm-hmm.
speak up. Because every day it eats at your self-esteem. And that's
It
how
does.
she
Yeah.
ended up in this situation. Now let's go to the societal part of it and the way it is.
Yeah.
You get to a particular age and you're not married. Problem.
Oh, talk about that.
The environment, the culture me I grew up in, they will say to you, the society I grew up in, they will say to you, and don't have boyfriend though. You are supposed to go to school. You now go to school, then you're graduating, and then they ask you, hey, where's your husband? Hello,
I wasn't supposed to have a boyfriend.
you said. And then it starts from there. And then as you get older, then you start hearing, oh, at 35. Yes, at 35, your eggs start to reduce in number. But there
Mm.
are people that we've seen that have had kids. I was telling someone that technology is here to support. And then there's God. I'm a Christian. I'm a strong believer that God does everything. Do you
Yeah.
understand? There's nothing he can't do. But some people have just been caught up in whirlwinds of relationships that they have always gotten the shorter end of the stick, and this is because of their self-worth.
Yeah.
You can't keep letting someone step on you. Your partner or your husband or your wife is supposed to bring out the best side of you, support your strength,
Mm.
support your weaknesses with their own strength, and you would do likewise. It's not easy. Life isn't easy. So when you get with someone, you should think about the long haul, because life will life.
Yeah.
You understand?
Logical thinking, not with the heart. Eh? You love someone, it's beautiful, but logically, does it make sense? That's what you have to ask. Like,
Shouldn't be a case of you can't breathe. It
yeah.
shouldn't be a case of, oh, I can't express myself. But you too, you don't need to be nasty or rude. That's not what we're saying. We're not saying be a stupid person or be rude or be nasty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. But yeah, nobody said that's okay, but speak to people the way you would like them to speak to you.
Mm.
Treat people the way you want them to treat you. Life is hard enough, and life will throw things at you. So being with someone that doesn't support you, that doesn't even allow you breathe, that doesn't allow you grow,
That's true.
it's so much. There's a couple that um I admire so much in a Nigerian couple. It's
Yeah.
Fela Durotoye and Tara Durotoye.
Okay.
Tara owns Tara Cosmetics.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the first time I saw them together,
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, because she's very simple. She's very simple looking. She's not. She owns a cosmetic brand, but you don't see her with extravagant lashes. She doesn't look like a Cardi B. Cardi, shout out. And that's not to say there's anything wrong with Cardi, but she's not a Cardi, but
Yeah.
he's happy with her. And I remember when I also got to because I was curious, I wanted to know that. I was like, how is this working out? Because it's working out apparently, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, everything takes effort. Every relationship takes effort. Takes effort to be someone's sister. Takes effort to be someone's mom.
Yeah.
Someone's dad. So likewise, a relationship takes effort. Love takes effort. It's a conscious decision, in my opinion. It's not that you just fell and get love.
Love.
No, that's not what it is. That's
That's
not the
in
way I
the
see
movies.
it. It's not breaking plates
Yeah.
and doing things on the table. That's not the problem,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's
That's no way it lies.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's thinking, okay, this person is very beautiful, but if the beauty was to be taken away from this person, would I still love this person?
Mm-hmm.
That's the choice there.
That's true.
That's the choice. It's not a case of, oh, nah, she's very fine. And then she's fine. Then what? If that was to be taken away,
Mm-hmm.
would you stay? Why would you stay? And fella explained the, Tara's strength.
Mm.
I've never, up until I heard him describe her
Mm-hmm.
that way, I had not heard any man describe a woman like that.
Oh wow. I want to listen to it now.
Yeah, you should look
Is it
for it. Fella Durso.
is it on YouTube or YouTube?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, and he describes her as a warrior. If you The way I understood what he said is
Mm-hmm.
almost like this woman is my rock. So it's less about how she looks
Yeah.
and how she dresses
It's
and
more
more.
about the essence, fundamental part.
But in a toxic relationship like this, our dear sister now,
Mm.
you are just worried about what society will say until you need to be alive first.
That's true.
You
You
need to
would
first be
die.
alive,
Ah.
right?
So I was trapped. She says, I felt trapped by the fear of loneliness and societal expectations. And I think it's a real thing, the fear of loneliness. Because you feel that you have given so much. Maybe you have been with this person for so long. Who's going to date me? You fear that. And societal norms, depending on your age. If you're in your 30s, let's not even talk about it. Like, people want grandkids, people want marriage, they want weddings. That's every party you go to, every family event you go to, it's always like, when are you
Like
bringing
when
someone?
now wow, where's your husband?
Yeah.
So and so person's daughter just did her wedding.
Mm.
Where's your own husband? When are we coming to eat rice?
Uh-huh.
You see the thing, yeah. People forget that the wedding is just one day or a few days.
Mm.
It's the marriage.
That's true.
Can you wake up to this person every day? If you want to go to bed and this person has pissed you off, can you guys be in the same house
Mm.
and still be able to wake up
Yeah.
together? Like two of you will wake up tomorrow morning, not like something happened at night.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that life could throw at you, right? So the way society sees things is just one part to it. People tell you, "Yeah, you go for it." Someone said to me, "Man, na man, just bring somebody."
Oh, wow. Ah.
And I found that funny because just bring somebody with the high rate of bipolar people that are beginning to spring up. You'll be wondering, I'm sure they will be looking at them and say, I respect this guy, sir. I need to come under your tutelage. But the truth of the matter is, it's not a decision for society. You are the one that is going to live in that house.
Mhm.
It's not a decision for your father, it's not a decision for your mother. It's you and this person.
How do you feel? And you need to ask yourself, when, like you said, when everything is ripped off, the titles, everything,
Yeah.
we are all there naked. Would you still, when this person cannot work, would you do it out of love or obligation? You know? And I think when you go on Instagram and
Yeah.
the street interviews, and people always ask, like, 80-year-olds and 90-year-olds,
Yeah.
what would you tell yourself, or how did you fall in love? And I
Yeah.
think the advice that I always get, or the common
Friends.
one, yeah, is friends. Be friends.
Hmm.
If the person cannot be your friend, it's just, it's like a work relationship. It's like
It's a
yeah, it's
transaction.
a transaction. So be friends, like each other. This should be your best friend. Like when you come home, you should be
Yeah.
excited to see this person. You should be able to call this person and just like, ah, did you
Yeah.
see this?
Exactly.
You
So
know?
speaking of that, I was listening to one of Stefan. I'm a fan, right,
Mm.
of Stefan Speaks. One of his episodes, and he had said that people that he had interviewed, he had interviewed a few men
Yeah.
and asked them, why did you marry your wife? And he said the response that he got that was very common was because she liked me.
Mm.
Now,
Wow.
we would take that very likely because you expect the person to say because she loved me. That's not what we're saying. Because
Mhm.
people love people and they still don't marry them.
Yeah.
That's not it. He he said they would say because she liked me. Like she likes me enough
Mhm.
to be with me. Friendship is crucial. You're not going to be in love every day.
Mm.
Ah.
Ah.
And my mom will always say, marry a kind man.
That's true.
Someone that even when you've pissed him off,
Yeah.
he would still cover you if you're cold. Like he would still get you water to drink.
The same thing you say with the friendships, like, ah, how you do it when
Yeah,
you're when you're arguing and you're like, ah, just take. I'm still
yeah.
not
Like
speaking to
I'm
you.
not talking to you, but
Yeah.
take
Ah.
don't do not speak to me. Just collect it and go.
Yeah.
We can
That's
discuss this later, but as it is now, I don't really like you. So just take this
yeah.
and just go. But that's friendship. Do you see?
Mm.
Your friend knows that you're going to come back. We're going to settle it.
Yeah.
We are just having a rough patch now. It shouldn't now change into malice.
Yeah.
They don't speak to you for a week. They don't touch you for a month. They stop paying the children's school fees. They start asking you for DNA tests.
Hey.
They start putting you through hell just because you guys are having an argument.
That's true.
Oh, the classic one I heard one time, the guy stripped her naked outside.
Oh.
And this is the wife that you married. Like, what? Why would you do that? You want to humiliate her. So, therefore, you put her outside and you strip her for the whole world to see her nakedness. But that's the person you married.
Yeah, and is she not coming back into your
And no,
house?
she's supposed to come back into your house
But you stripped her naked. So,
humiliated.
oh
So
my
you're supposed to
goodness.
beat her down so that she knows her place.
Yeah.
Sit there and let me not hear thing from your mouth. Don't say a word. That's not what it's supposed to be. Men, I believe men are logical when they marry. They've looked at you like, okay. Like one movie I watched, childbearing hips. They've looked at you and said, this last childbearing hips, she will bear me children. That's some people's cup of tea. Some other people, they've looked and said, okay, I want to start a business in the future. She has some qualifications and skills that would be good for our business. So she'll make a good partner in the future. That's some people's cup of tea. Some people marry like, okay, I don't have money,
Mm-hmm.
but she has money,
Yeah.
or she has a family name, or he has a family name. Everybody's cup of tea is different. But make sure that while you're at it, just don't put yourself in a difficult situation where you can't come out of it.
Be selfish
Mm,
and choose right. I think be selfish, because once you start thinking about, ah, will my parents like them? Will they fit in my circle? Will my friends like
uh,
them? Be selfish and think,
I
will
don't think the
this?
word is selfish. I think it's be logical.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because selfish is, if you don't have the money, don't call me. That's selfishness. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Me, I'll eat. If you like, don't eat. Nobody cares.
Hmm.
Do you see? But being logical, you said it earlier.
Okay.
Being logical, be logical. Think about it. Okay, yes, I like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Look at the guy. His habits. Do you understand? I'm not an expert, right? But this is me speaking from a place of what I've seen,
Mm-hmm.
how my society has been, and the values that I've seen people in my society hold there for years that I have also seen that works.
Yeah.
social media now is showing us marriages that don't work, but there are some people's marriages that are working.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And one of the
They're
things they'll say is,
beautiful.
"Oh, we listen to each other, we give each other grace, we are friends, we are
Mm.
this." You know, they're just things that they will tell you because life is hard.
I was just telling our friend that it's so beautiful to see people in their 60s, 70s, holding hands. But when you see our fathers, back home, it's like, holding hands for who? For what? So you grow up not seeing that,
Yeah,
and they always say like, the white men, they just love to express love too much. It's
yeah.
it's childish, but it's beautiful. That is, I think, at least for me, it's very beautiful to, or I aspire to have a relationship like that. Rather, in my 60s, I'm still, at the mall with my husband holding hands.
I'll tell you something that changed my life for good.
Mm.
When I was in my first year in uni, I went to the market. I went to a market called Yaba Market,
Okay.
in Lagos, Nigeria. And I was preparing for school.
Yeah.
So I had gone to buy things that I was going to take to school, right? So I'd finished buying my stuff and then I was trying to take a cab home.
Mm.
So I went to the road to
Okay.
get a cab. Then it wasn't like Uber and stuff. So I just caught a glimpse of it. She was an older lady.
Mm.
And I could tell she was an older lady because she had gray hair, but she had packed it in a bun. You know, she just wore a simple dress. And she was carrying a basket. Okay,
Mm.
let me tell you about this basket. You see that basket in there? It wasn't happening then. Because everybody either had something, Nigerians would be able to tell you about this. Bako sack. Have you ever heard of a bako sack?
No.
So it's this black sack that people used to go to the market. It's very strong. It doesn't really break when they put a
Oh,
lot of load in it. So that's what we were,
used
using a
to.
lot at
Okay.
the time. But this woman had a basket. I was like, this woman cannot be from around here. This is why I not come to this market. And I could see that she bought onions, tomatoes, and stuff. Just soft life. As you see her, you just see
Uh-huh.
soft
You
life.
know.
I'm like, okay. And then I stood there and started watching her. And I noticed she was looking across the road. So I followed, I looked in the direction that she was looking.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a man, just as a gentleman about her age as well,
Yeah.
with gray hair and simple shirt, trousers, sandals. And he was standing across the road. Now, what blew my mind? This guy crossed the road,
Oh.
held her hand.
Ah.
Oh my God, my mind was blown. I said, this happens? You mean?
Am
And
I
this is me
watching
as
a
already an
movie?
adult. He held her hand, took the basket, and crossed the road with her.
Mm.
I said, no, if I don't have this kind of love, then there's a problem. This is what love looks like.
It exists, so I want it.
He crossed the road,
Yeah.
opened the car door for her. She entered, sat down. Then he took the basket, put it in the boot, and then they drove off.
Beautiful.
My life
Even
changed, guys.
that should have been wonderful
My
too.
life changed
Yeah.
because I was like, you mean to tell me
Yeah.
that people can be like this in this crazy world that we have like this?
Mm.
That's what people should aspire for.
Yeah.
You should be gentle with the person you are with
Yeah.
because they're not always going to be strong. The day that they can bring, you know, 80 ahead, then it's fine. But the day they can't, you should be able to at least substitute. Life is hard. Oh God, things happen. People lose loved ones.
Mm.
You know, people lose hair. People lose their hair. People have cancer. People have untreatable diseases. Would you still stay?
Mm. That's why when they say through sickness and through health,
Yeah, you think it's a
it's not.
joke.
Yeah, I always say like those words.
You think it's
If
a joke.
the depth of those words is something else.
Or the two people are old and then one of them is sick.
Mm.
Would you still stay?
Yeah.
Would you remember that I loved this person once? Like the person can't brush their teeth anymore. And I'm not
Mm.
saying that you should aspire to be a slave. Don't get me wrong, guys. That's not what we're saying here. But I'm saying when it comes down to it,
Uh-huh.
would you be able to stay?
Mm.
and not beat the person down. Oh, another very interesting one I think we should talk about:
Yeah.
women that earn more than their husband.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Can you stand it and not be jealous?
Yeah, that's true.
Because that was a conversation that, I once had with a couple of friends.
Mm.
Can you stand it?
If we'll, because normally we would expect the men to have more.
Yeah.
So if it turns,
And this is that you guys have been together, you've been the one earning way more. If
yeah,
she suddenly gets a job that
mm,
starts to pay her more than you,
yeah.
would you sabotage her?
Mm. Wow, that's a very. I think men should sit down and actually answer that questions within themselves,
Yeah.
because it is really hard, and it comes from two sides. Because men believe they're providers, they have to, earn more and so forth. But then, eh, if my if my wife earns more than me and I'm a man, because it takes away from some men, because of ego, and they're like, ah,
Yeah, but
so
also on the flip side, before they say that's how she's a feminist, I don't even know what that word means. Let me tell you guys. It doesn't now mean that the woman now has a lot of money and she now becomes suddenly very rude.
yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah,
it's both
there are
sides.
two sides to it. Yeah, if you do it, you have more money, but you still respect your man. You still do what you're doing before you got this brilliant job or this, pay rise. Then yeah, but then some men can't accept it. There are
Yeah,
men
and
who actually say like, I can't date or I can't get married to someone who earns more than me. But in this economy that we live in, if you're not able to provide, and I want to be a soft babe, ah, now what must happen?
I don't understand. Some people start to sabotage their partners. Oh no, you can't go to work today. You can't
Mm,
travel. You can't go on that trip.
yeah.
You can't do this.
Actually, everything you do is just wrong now. So
Yeah,
these friends that you're chilling out, you're just chilling out. Like,
like where are you going?
yeah.
Why are you going with them?
Ah,
You don't stay at home anymore.
mm. So you don't
Or
respect me.
oh, you don't
The food,
respect me. I'm the
the,
man in the house.
the food is in the microwave. Ah, so you're not warming up the food for me. Ah, so much. But I think it comes from both sides, like you said. If women can just respect their husbands, so yeah, and go forward nurturing the husband, doing what you're supposed to do or what you're doing before you got the pay rise, then I don't think there should be a problem. Men should also work on their egos.
Oh, because I learn from not just my experience but from other people's experiences, and I watch things. I try to have an open mind towards learning from other people's experiences and things that they talk about, and the ones that make sense I take them, the ones that don't, well, nobody forced
You
you.
beat them. Yeah.
Exactly. And there's this Pastor Jimmy Odukoya. His mom used to be Bimbo Odukoya,
Okay.
the late Bimbo Odukoya, rest her soul. And I remember in one of his sermons, he had brought it up and talked about his mom.
Oh.
And he said one thing he remembered about his mother is because she was quite popular, she was like a relationship expert,
Oh
and she was
wow.
a pastor, and people loved her. She was so loved. He said she would still come home and take off her shoes and cook for her husband.
Hmm.
Do you see?
Yeah.
So it's not like her fame or her popularity or the fact that she was known, it didn't change her character. She would still say, "Oh, where's your dad? Okay, let me go and." Even if she's not the one that makes the food, she would try and serve it and,
Yeah.
you know, present it to him in a way that makes him understand that, okay, yes, I wasn't here before, but now I'm here.
Yeah.
So it's all about give and take. Some people just like to take and be taking. Give something too.
Hmm. Stop taking.
And just stop taking every time. You to give some. You to give
Oh,
something.
it's like a cup. You can't just be you
Give
overflowing.
something. Yeah.
Ah.
Give something too. You can't keep taking without considering the person. Like this girl now, why could she not leave? Some people say she should have just packed her things and gone. No. Abuse is psychological. It eats deep into your soul. You're there to the point where you now start to have Stockholm syndrome, where you're in love with your captor. He has kidnapped you, so therefore you now you're in love with him. You don't want to go again. Even if they open the door and open the
You'll
gates,
be like,
remove your
no.
shackles, you still want to stay there. Hence why some people will tell you that I don't settle married people. I don't want their wala. But they use me to settle. You'd see cases. Atlanta has a show in Nigeria of people calling, and they talk about the abuse that they're facing. She goes to rescue women. Listening to that show over the years has like I just it has taught me a lot. It has made me see that some people are going through a lot, and some of these women you would put them, like, you would try to save them, but they would still go back.
Yeah. There's this movie on Netflix. It's called The Maid, and this maid, she goes through abuse as well, and she goes to the center or shelter rather, and the people there, even like the matron or the leader or something, she says that people actually go back as they come beaten, they can't walk, they can't do anything, they go and just go come back 7 times. It takes a lot for you to actually walk away, and we understand, we're not saying it's easy, we're not saying it's just flip your finger and that's it, but we're saying that once you identify, especially in the early stages, before you get too deep in it, walk away.
But
It's
when do you even know that you're being abused for you to walk away? That's
that's
another question.
that's where community comes in, I think. How?
Ha.
Mm.
So a few things. Anybody that tries to isolate you from your support system,
Yeah.
that's a red flag.
Yeah.
You hear about these red flags, but it's true.
Yeah.
Gets upset at the drop of a hat, constantly apologizing for hitting you.
Mm-hmm.
They hit you once, they will always hit you. If they give you body,
Mm.
did you see that? They give you body like this, they will hit you. It's not a
That's
joke,
true.
guys. He just moved and
Some,
took the position to whack you, but he
uh-huh.
didn't. He's going to whack you.
Or they hit something else apparently. No, I was
Yeah,
just stressed.
people that
I hit
throw punches at
Mm.
anyone that tries to intimidate you like that,
Mm.
guy, it's going to happen.
Yeah. It's just a matter of when.
It's the when.
Mm.
Watch the way they treat people. How condescending is this person to other people? You are that person in the next couple of weeks, the next year. It's a thing. People just don't know. They're like, oh, he's nice to me, but he treats everybody like rubbish until you're next. How does he? He loves me. He loves me so much. How does he treat his mom, his sisters? How does he talk to them? Fam, you're going to be his family member, be knowing it. The fact that he married you doesn't mean always going to be on one high pedestal. He's going to bring you to their level, and it's going to be the same thing.
Anger management.
Yes.
How does he deal with it? Because it is gonna get hard. Don't people think like, oh no, it's not. He doesn't have problems. He will have. He will hit his low. Low is low. How does he come out of it?
Yeah,
Is it on
exactly.
you, or do you guys
Is he going
actually,
to?
use
Yeah,
each other?
yeah. How does he communicate with you when he's angry? Is he a malice keeper? Does he keep malice? Does he vanish into thin air? It's a point by
Revenge.
situation. Does he keep scores?
Mm.
Ah, yes. Obi-Wan, G0. Not show it to you guys.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you understand? But like, they're just things. They're just things. They're just things. And this is not to say it's just one way. There are some chicks that are also toxic like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let nobody guilt trip you. Emotional blackmail is not okay. Let
Mm.
nobody rush you every time he's anxious. Oh, I have to come and see you. No. Love is kind, it's patient.
Mm.
If it's not any of those things, then it doesn't look like love. It's not love.
And if it doesn't feel right, because you also know you have your gut feeling, but you sometimes go against it. So if you just feel like I have to think, do I love this person?
Yeah. Yeah.
If a simple question like "Are you happy?" gets you thinking whether you're really happy, then
I
maybe you
mean, we
have
don't
to.
always have it all figured out,
That's true.
but just love yourself enough to not become someone's punching bag.
Mm.
I was watching Sisters. I watch stuff. I was watching Tyler Perry Sisters. Oh, what's the name of this guy? I forgot his name. Gary. That's the guy. Gary tried to throw his ex Andy under the bus. in front of one potential client who is now her client. Yeah,
Oh,
guys,
wow.
just follow the story. Don't worry, you get to see. And then because the woman was bold enough to call him out on his BS, right?
Yeah.
After she left, he started calling his punching bag, who is Penelope, the girl that is
No.
pregnant for him,
Hmm.
his fiance, and she wasn't picking up. If you had seen him go into a rage, like pick up, because he needed to make someone else feel bad so that he could transfer the emotion.
Yeah.
There are people like that. But when they're with you, they're so sweet, you don't know. Just love yourself enough. If it's not right,
Mm-hmm.
you feel like it's not right, try to have the conversation. Depending on how it goes, then you know that this, you know, if the person likes you enough or not.
Yeah.
That's just what I think.
So just to wrap it up, what advice would you give our sister here as facing this dilemma? I think we have unpacked this quite very, very well. We have given different scenarios, but just she might be listening in. So,
First of all, you need to know that you're actually enough. You can never be enough for the wrong person.
fair enough.
No matter what you do, no matter how you dress, no matter how you change your accent, no matter what you do,
Yeah.
you can never be enough for the wrong person.
Mm.
So you've gone through this situation, and I'm really sorry that you've gone through this. But now you need to pick yourself up and know that the world is still out there, and there's somebody that would love you
Yeah.
in the world. If you need to talk to someone, which I think you should, you really do need to have this conversation. You need to talk to someone. You need to cry
Yeah.
if that's what it takes. You need to let everything out. You need to call every single feeling you've had
Mm.
by its name, be it fear, be it self doubt, whatever it is, call it by its name and get your freedom. Because in as much as you've left him, you're if you don't heal before you meet the next person, you're most likely going to end up repeating what you just came out of.
That's true. And that's the thing about trauma. When you
Yes.
don't deal and you
Trauma
don't
bonding.
acknowledge them.
Yes.
It's good that she wrote about it. So it's the first of her acknowledging
Yes.
what she's gone through.
Yes.
And actually writing, I think it really took courage to write this. So
I must
that's a
commend
good,
her
yeah.
because this is not
It's
an
not easy.
easy topic. Some
Yeah.
people hide in shame in our society. You don't want to be the person that, they used to beat. You don't want to say, oh, I'm the one that was abused. But it happened to you. Acknowledge that it did. It's not your fault. That's the truth. He had no reason to hurt you so much, but he did. Do you understand? So just see someone if you can see someone if you can talk to a therapist. I used to be against therapy before, but now I know that, man.
Wait, what?
I'm telling you, I feel like, oh, people that go to therapy, but that's not true.
Mm.
Therapy is for every and anybody.
I'm such a advocate for therapy. I love therapy.
Yeah. And your therapist can be someone that is, you know, like an independent person, so that
Yeah.
you don't feel, if you don't want to feel judged or anything, just see someone. I know people keep talking about better health.
Oh yeah, better health. Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Better
Yeah,
health?
better health.
Yeah. And they talk about that. I haven't tried it myself, but and they're not sponsoring this video.
Yeah, they're not sponsoring. But
But
maybe if Better Health is listening,
yeah,
you can probably
I
sponsor.
feel like talk to someone. Talk to someone.
Yeah.
Take time off for yourself. Speak about it. Cry if you have to. I'm an advocate for crying if it helps. Honestly,
Just cry.
just cry. Call it by its name.
Mm.
I feel cheated. I felt helpless at some point. Talk about it and get your power back, and you get your life back.
And you'll be fine. Like my
You
friend said, there
will.
is no situation that doesn't get better or you can't get out. So
Just takes time.
it takes time. So just acknowledge, be present in the moment as well. If you're sad, be present in that moment because you're sad. So allow yourself to be sad, and then when you're happy, allow yourself to be happy. Don't feel
Absolutely.
guilty for being in another season because you are gonna. Life is all about seasons. You're gonna go. You are in this current situation in this season, but you will go to the next season, and the next season might be, happiness, finding the right guy, or just loving yourself. Maybe start there. Don't just jump into another relationship. And this is not just the advice or our thoughts on the topic is not just for her, it's for any other person, any other male, female. We're not discriminating. Male or female going through the same situation. Just
Absolutely.
feel free to, love yourself a little bit more. And yeah,
I wish you guys the best.
yeah, it was an
Love and
abs
light.
yeah, love and light. It was an absolutely amazing conversation. I loved how we unpacked this so easily, but also in a very serious, but also giving so many scenarios for everyone to relate to it. I thank you very much for taking time once again out
Thank
of
you
your
for
very
having
busy schedule.
me.
And yeah,
Thank you for
till
having
next
me.
time, guys. So bye.
Bye, guys.